What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and as you can tell by the thumbnail, we just can't stop winning over here at Battlefield 6 land. It just seems like we're in a different era, because a lot of things that people are complaining about are already being actively addressed by DICE, and this is extremely abnormal compared to what's been going on for the past 7 years or so. And basically, yeah, we're just on the rise. So we're going to be going over this brand new community update and changes they made that were actually reverted based on community's wishes and a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you enjoy the content, hit that sub button, be sure to hit the like button, and swing by stream. I stream every single day on this YouTube channel and twitch.tv/enders. First link in the description. Battlefield 6 just released another community update called Player Progression and Portal Servers, both of these being really big topics of discussion ever since the launch of this game, and this is coming after they confirmed they're going to be fixing the spread issues, addressing movement, and have already banned a lot of cheaters. In fact, I haven't seen a single cheater so far in my gameplay, which is always a good sign. They start off this new community post with progression and XP adjustments, and they've stated that they've heard our feedback around the pace of progression. If you've been playing Battlefield 6, holy shit, it takes a long time to do anything. I mean, I play the game basically for a living, and I don't even want to upgrade certain weapons because, well, it's just painful because I'm using a new weapon against people that are using their upgraded weapons, and then it takes forever to get any attachments, and it's just a cycle of pain. But they've addressed this by mentioning our specific concerns about how long it takes to unlock things, like gadgets, weapon attachments, and the initial steps they've already taken and pushed to the game are as follows. The XP gained from match completion and the daily bonus are being increased by 10% and 40% respectively. The XP needed to unlock the first 20 attachments is being reduced, and according to DICE, this effectively makes unlocking attachments almost twice as fast, which is extremely welcome. They do note that for weapons that have already been progressed by you, so for a lot of you it's probably the M433 or perhaps the MP5, just any weapon you've progressed, the UI itself will tell a different story. It might display something abnormal, but it should completely resolve itself once a match is played while using that weapon. I assume what they're referring to is it might just show the weapon level as lower than it should be now. But attachments isn't the only thing they have addressed. They also address the assignments, some of which are extremely difficult to progress. Apparently, assignments that required career ranks 20, 23, and 26 to begin will now require career ranks 10, 15, and 20, so you can start doing these assignments a little bit earlier. And lastly, they state that these assignments will be starting sooner. However, they are aware of the frustrations regarding the challenges themselves and what you have to do for them. So they are actively working on reviewing them. They're probably going to end up changing some requirements around to make them just a little bit more realistic. And they go on to say they will take time to develop and test these changes and get them pushed out to the game. I just hope these challenges remain challenges in the end. I don't want the challenges to be too easy, you know. Progression shouldn't be you boot up the game and you have everything unlocked. And speaking of trying to get everything unlocked, DICE goes for the jugular on people that are making XP farm servers in Portal, and they directly address them by saying, over the past week, many of you have noticed that we've reached maximum capacity on community servers. After reviewing the data on this, we found that a large number of these servers were created primarily to earn XP, inflate player stats, and earn special accolades through defeating bots. We completely understand the motivation behind this, like faster progression and a way to test setups without pressure, but it's led to some unintended side effects. With so many servers focusing on XP farming rather than active play, it's become noticeably harder for players to create and find experiences to play with other people. And then they go on to say that they are developing adjustments that are intended to diminish the number of XP farms taking up server space, while further emphasizing playing with friends on both custom and verified experiences. And then they say that implementing this will require some maintenance and back-end stuff, and after the update is live, they expect all experiences, both custom and verified, will need to be remade or republished by players before they can create another active server. This is really good to see them address early on, because if they didn't, Portal would just be permanent XP farm, and it's just sad because this was so predictable. This happened in Battlefield 2042. and I predicted this from the beginning. Like, I had a tweet a while ago saying, basically place your bets on how many slop servers are taking over Portal. And sure enough, week 1, the developers have to acknowledge it in an official community fucking post that basically people are just ruining Portal. Whenever you have servers that are just custom made and run by players, this is of course going to happen, particularly when you allow bot servers to have any sort of XP. I personally think they should just full disable XP for servers that have bots. And finally, they say that these updates will go live within the next week or potentially sooner, depending on how long it takes them to test and verify them. As I stated previously, the progression changes as of right now are live in the game, so that is probably the most important aspect of this entire thing. And last but certainly not least, those of you that have watched one of my previous videos or have just paid attention to Battlefield news in general will know that recently DICE made a bit of a strange decision, and they lowered the ticket count for Conquest, which of course caused a massive community outrage and a bunch of confusion. But it only took DICE a couple days to completely revert these changes and increase the round timer to completely remedy everything that they caused themselves. It's still very confusing as to why they decided to reduce tickets instead of increasing the match timer, but, whatever. They did actually fix the problem in the correct way, and that is extremely welcome. In terms of things to look forward to when it comes to Battlefield 6, we have Season 1 starting on October 28th, and at the end of this community post, they state that they have heard a bunch of our concerns regarding visibility, weapon spread, vehicles not spawning, and more, and they're going to share more with us as time passes. And of course, Season 1 changes. They say we can expect even more adjustments. I wonder how long it's going to take to get these spread and movement fixes into the game. Maybe they're eyeing Season 1 as a targeted update for that, just to make the update for Season 1, I guess, a little more important and hyped. But other than that, Battlefield 6 moving along smoothly. It is a breath of fresh air to see DICE actually addressing issues in the correct manner and in a timely manner. The first week of Battlefield 6 has been the best week of Battlefield I've had probably ever, to be honest with you. It has been a ton of fun. I've been playing with friends more than ever. We've been squadding up every single night for hours upon hours, and I'm sure you guys have been doing that as well. At first, the game was starting to piss me off, but as I played it more, it's definitely warmed up on me, and honestly, my opinion hasn't really changed that much. I think the problems of this game are extremely easily addressed, and all they have to do is not fuck anything up or add anything super ridiculous, and we'll probably have a top-tier Battlefield game in a couple of years that can contend with the likes of the best Battlefield games ever created. So there you guys have it. If you want to keep up to date with Battlefield 6, subscribe to the channel. I plan on pushing out a bunch of tips and tricks videos, as well as weapon guides and all sorts of other videos. Be sure to hit the like button on this video and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And finally, swing by a stream. All links in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I guess let's just continue to have fun in this game.